Previously on Horrible Film Recaps.
Please tell me you brought a nail puller.
No, I forgot.
Then I'm off to Home Depot.
This looks like the perfect spot.
Oh yeah.
And now on to our feature presentation. The title of this movie is 28 Days. It's a hard-hitting drama about alcoholism and rehabilitation. Should be a fun watch, don't you think? Here's some blurry news footage about that time the local Tesco ran out of beer. It was a dark day for soccer hooligans everywhere, forced to watch nothing but cable news networks 24 hours a day. It's no wonder that Caesar became radicalized. After crashing a stolen limo into a house, poor Gwen Cummings wakes up after finally completing rehab for her alcohol addiction. It seems Gwen has woken up in a hospital that was run by the American healthcare system. Since she gave up drinking, Gwen has been feeling more alone and isolated from her friends. She stumbles upon a hidden cache of booze, but she takes 12 steps to avoid temptation. Alone and in need of a place to stay for the night, she goes to the analog version of Craigslist to look for a rental flat. All she finds, however, is bog-standard dating ads and distressing news articles. She heads into church to attend her court-mandated AA meeting and is shocked to find out that AA stands for antagonistic apes. Not wanting to be covered in poo, Gwen quickly exits the building. She is shocked to discover that not only are these apes very fast, they are also on fire. The next day, Gwen finds her roommates passed out after a night of partying. Feeling a bit thirsty, she considers possibly drinking a flaming Homer. Luckily, her support group shows up in time to stop her from succumbing to temptation. Gwen's sponsor, Lily, makes sure that she did not have anything to drink that night. Sadly, Jasper was caught with a snifter of brandy and now must face the consequences of his relapse. "Hey, let's do something fun that doesn't involve drinking," Lily says, and she takes Gwen to the shopping cart playground. As they scamper about the park equipment, they hear voices in the distance. "Get those bucket thieves!" the voices echo. As Gwen and Lily make their escape, they run into a hall monitor who takes his job a little too seriously. "Gosh darn apartment dwellers," the hall monitor mutters as he gives them the thrashing of their lives. Happy that another workday is done, he takes off his hooligan whacking gear as his shift is now over and he can relax. He introduces himself. "I'm Knuckles McGinty, and this is my hetero life mate, Paddington Bear." He brings out a tray of absinthe he's been saving, but Lily and Gwen respectfully decline. Gwen inquires about the people calling them bucket thieves. Knuckles doesn't have the faintest clue what Gwen's talking about, but shows her his impressive collection of buckets that he nicked from his apartment-dwelling neighbours. He also shows them his Nintendo fishing rod controller that he uses to control the weather. The gang decides to take a nice relaxing drive. Knuckles says they can save some travel time if they take the foreboding tunnel of death. Gwen argues that if they went to the trouble of giving the tunnel that name, then there could be a chance that something bad might happen. Knuckles considers Gwen's argument and then decides he's going to continue on anyway. As usual, the foreboding tunnel of death is nothing but wall-to-wall traffic. "May as well put it in park," Gwen grumbles. "Nuts to you," he replies and decides to Evel Knievel that shit. And they got caught with a flat. Well, how about that? They force Paddington under the car to fix it. Luckily, she gets help from some rat mechanics. Unfortunately, the residents of that apartment building catch up to them and demand their buckets back. "Ha-ha, those buckets are mine, losers!" Knuckles McGinty taunts those poor bucketless losers. To celebrate his victory, he offers Gwen a bottle of Red Dog, vintage 1973. Yes, women be shopping. He picks up a bottle for each of his friends, which he isn't planning to share with them. And since they aren't bucket-shaped, they leave the shopping carts behind. "We're free at last!" the shopping carts exclaim. They drive through the set of what dreams may come and happen upon a free-range whiskey tanker. Knuckles starts suckling at the teat of the alcohol-filled automobile and offers Gwen a go at the whiskey hose. Not wanting to give in to temptation, Gwen steps away and finds herself in an old-fashioned drunken slumber party. She gets accosted by a miner who has a hankering for the sweet hooch outside. The kid is jonesing for a drink, but Gwen teaches him the dangers of alcohol addiction, and here is a shot of this film's biggest fans. As they continue their drive, Knuckles notices the empty highways and bucketless landscapes. They take a breather and gaze at the beauty of nature as the majestic stallions run free. And now, with a car full of horse meat, their days of worrying are over. Paddington and Knuckles search for more buckets to add to his collection. Sadly, Knuckles starts feeling the effects of withdrawal. "Find me some buckets now," he yells. "Careful, he's got the withdrawal in Wiggles," says Lily. Gwen is shocked. "This is just how I hug," Lily yells. Suddenly the jacket explodes. Paddington looks in horror and wonders why the jacket salesman never mentioned that feature before. Suddenly, Gwen's old drinking buddies appear out of nowhere, and the gang gets invited to a small get-together at their frat house. They arrive at the fraternity house and are greeted by the doctor, who welcomes them with open, "Wait, scratch that. I mean, no arms." He greets the gang and tells them to prepare for the best damn house party in the history of house parties. As the college bros play with Herbie the Lovebug, Gwen wonders if she has anything in common with her college buddies anymore. "Can we have a house party with no alcohol?" Gwen asks the doctor, who responds negatively. "A party with no beer? Girlfriend, you must have done flipped your wig," he replies. Later, Gwen joins the doctor, who shows him the basement where the festivities will take place, and gets to meet the original party animal, good old Abraham Drinkin. "This party is off the hook," he says, drunk on tequila and high on Quaaludes. The doctor explains that Abraham is chained up because he is so wasted that if he got free, he would ruin the party with his drunken antics. Gwen laments that they once shared the same fate. Later, at dinner, they attend a meeting where the doctor declares that everyone must imbibe alcohol or face the consequences. Gwen is all like, "I can't drink tonight, sir. I just got out of rehab, yo." This angers the doctor, who orders the frat boys to rough up the old girl. "So you ain't drinking at all tonight?" the gobsmacked doctor inquires, and they lock her in the sober shack with Harvey Loudermilk, whose drink of choice will always be a Shirley Temple. Gwen and Harvey get taken outside to pick olives for all the martinis that must be made. Gwen escapes and is now somehow shirtless. Lily and Paddington are invited to listen to the college glee club. Paddington cannot stand a cappella groups. Gwen decides to throw her own party, which angers the fraternity, especially the doctor, who steals the non-alcoholic beer truck that Gwen had rented. Meanwhile, poor Paddington and Lily have to sit through another a cappella rendition of Toto's Africa. Since the frat boys ruined her party, Gwen enlists the help of Abraham Drinkin to ruin theirs.
"Let's party!"
he shouted, drunkenly stumbling through the window he thought was a door.
"Oh no, my Red Bull and whiskey."
Harold is shocked to learn that he too is now as wasted as Abe.
Woo! I am so wasted.
Harold yells as he streaks across the dance floor. "This is why I hated college," Paddington remarks. In the kitchen, Abraham Drinkin searches for more booze and maybe some tacos. He pauses by a window and cries out into the night, "Popper, can you hear me?" When Harold gets drunk, he gets all lovey-dovey, which his friends do not appreciate. Harold and Abraham get distracted by the sound of music blasting from the discotheque. The doctor walks in on his friend who is passed out on the floor. "That's the last time I give you white wine spritzers," he remarks. Paddington hears a horrifying sound coming from the discotheque. Harold steps onto the dance floor and looks for a partner. She quickly hides to avoid being asked to show off her mad skills. Lily spots Gwen, shirtless and covered in strawberry schnapps. She isn't sure if Gwen has started drinking again, but isn't taking any chances. Lily swings her drunk beating stick, but Gwen says she's been sober the entire night. She licks Gwen to ensure that no alcohol has touched her lips. Paddington magically reappears and invites them both to breakfast at the local Waffle House. They forgot to bring cash, so they are forced to sew tablecloths together to pay off their tab. but they are happy knowing that Gwen is now sober and will never have another drink ever again. This concludes the movie recap. This was an inspiring story, and the message about being true to yourself never gets old. Also, La Bouche is the best German-American European dance duo that has ever existed. Good day to you all. If you enjoy my nonsensical ramblings, please like, subscribe and leave a comment,